If you're starting a YouTube channel, if you're in the beginning phases of content creation and you don't want to go out and spend $1,000 on an... Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. I decided to step out of the house. What we're doing is we're going to be reviewing the SYNCO XView M4 mobile monitor. And what this thing is, here's the thing, quick disclaimer. If I take a piece of equipment from a company, it's going to be because I see either value for myself or value for you guys. So I'm never taking things that people are just peddling us. We've had a few people reach out to us, a few companies reach out to us with equipment that I would never use, and I don't really see that much of a great use. So I decided to say no to those. This one I did decide to say yes to because I think there's a lot of value in what I'm about to tell you guys. First of all, it's pretty compact. It feels pretty well made. It's very, very light actually, and it has rubberized plastic, which is nice. In case you drop it, obviously try not to because it is glass on the front, but it also has a MagSafe, so it attaches to your phone. It comes with a USB-C to USB-C cord, just like everything else these days, which is wonderful because that way you don't have 3 different type of connections like we did back in the day. Now, as far as the monitor itself, it has 4 different buttons on the side. One of them is for volume up, volume down. One of them is for brightness up, brightness down. They're both the same buttons. It's just that one of them you have to long press and then change, and then the other one you press just once softly and change it up and down. The other button is for either flipping the image or rotating the image. So you can play around with that as well. And then the top button is the most important one, and that is the record, start to record, stop to record. Obviously, all these buttons are effective when you're connected to your phone, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that first, but I just wanted to give you a quick run through as far as what the buttons you have and what the options you have on the side. Key details, it has a 3-hour runtime, so which, to be quite honest, that's pretty impressive for such a small little thing. Let's say I'm starting a YouTube channel and I don't have a lot of money, I don't have the Osmo that I'm recording on right now. If I don't have all those things, or I don't have a camera or anything like that, I think that a lot of people have these limiting beliefs where like, I can't do it because I don't have the equipment. Okay, this little monitor is about $50. A cell phone, we probably all have already. Whether it's the best cell phone or not the best cell phone, it's still gonna be a pretty decent, and at the end of the day, content is king anyway. So it's not so much about your equipment, but about the content that you're gonna be serving people. That being said, I would much rather film with these lenses than I would with the front-facing camera. We all know that the front-facing camera is good in a pinch, but it's not going to give you the best quality. Not only that, with the rear-facing cameras, if you have any of the Pro models, you also have a zoom capability on it, which if you're a photographer, you understand that if you're zoomed in more, the proportions on people are going to look better. We're showing you guys like a little diagram right now that kind of shows the perspective of a zoom versus a wide on a portrait. So if I were doing talking head videos, I would much rather use this camera on a tripod with a zoom, so that way I'm gonna look a lot more proportionate instead of shooting with a wide angle and my head looks all big and all that. So right now I'm looking at the monitor right here and I'm framing, so essentially what I'm seeing is the leading lines behind me right here and the leading lines behind me on this side. So that's the benefit of this, is instead of using the 1x zoom, which is going to give you a very wide angle and you have to be really close to the camera. So with the 2x lens that you guys are seeing right now in cinematic mode, what we're seeing is we're seeing the leading lines on the side. We're seeing a little bit of compression because if you're using a front-facing camera, it is a little bit wider and it's just not going to look as clean because also it's not as high megapixel. So right now, as I'm seeing in this monitor, I'm seeing that the framing is correct. I don't have to keep going back and checking or putting something here where I'm going to need to stand. And then I don't know if it's cutting off my head. With this, I can see exactly where it's framing and it just looks a lot cleaner. If we did the wide angle 1x, go ahead, Alexis. The other drawback of that is you're getting a lot more in the frame that you may not want, and also you just don't look as proportionate. So as you guys can see, his shoulders look a little bit smaller, head looks a little bit bigger. Whenever you shoot somebody, you want to zoom in, just like we're doing there, where you shoot, everything just looks a little bit more proportionate. So that's another benefit of having this monitor. I can see here how it's framed, and it's also a lot more proportionate than if I was stuck with the front-facing one. All right, so in order to connect it, you're gonna have to turn this monitor on the bottom, right there on the on switch. And then once you turn it on, you're gonna get this screen, which is essentially gonna give you the instructions of what I'm about to show you guys that you do. All right, so in order to connect your monitor or to be able to see what you're going to be recording, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and you're going to go to screen mirroring. I can't say that word because English is my second language. So you're going to use this little portion, and right there, you're going to tap it, and now everything that you're going to see on your phone, you're going to see on the monitor. So, and now if we go to the camera, you can change your settings and you're going to be able to see it on here. Obviously that's the good lens being used, which is the one that you want to be using when you're recording. So as we were doing in the previous recordings, we were using cinematic mode. We were doing HD. We weren't even doing 4K. I guess we could have 4K, and then we're going to do 2X is what I was recommending if you're doing a talking head, so it looks more proportionate, but you can do, whatever you choose. The only thing is with 4K, there is a little bit of lag. So check this out. Look at the monitor, and then there's a little bit of lag, which to me, it's not the end of the world, because what I would be using this monitor for is to frame my shot, not necessarily to be staring at myself the entire time. Once I frame it, I'll be speaking into the lens as much as possible, and then every few seconds, maybe or not few seconds, but maybe every 30, 40 seconds, I'll just look down at the monitor to make sure that it's recording and it's doing what it's supposed to. But there is one thing that I wanted to mention, and that is if you want to be able to use any of these little buttons here, you do have to have Bluetooth on, and you're going to have to go and find right there, SYNCO. When you hit that, now we're going to pair it. You do have to do that. If you don't do that, these buttons are useless. You won't be able to use them. Now, when you do that, we're going to go here, and I'm going to hit the top button up here to hit record. You see that? And now it's recording. And then when you want to stop recording, you hit that top button again. So one thing that I was curious about is I usually put this little magnetic MagSafe attachment to my cell phone. I do it because it's a little kickstand, as some of you guys know, or you can hold it if you're walking around with it. The thing that I was wondering is, will this connect to that? And actually it does. So that's what I was doing. So I was thinking, like, do I have to remove, and it's really on there. I was thinking, do I have to remove this in order to attach to the phone? And no, if you have one of these, you can leave it on, and then you can put this attachment on top of that. So I just wanted to mention that because, I mean, it's something to note. It's just magnets, but I figured it could be helpful to some of you. All right, so in conclusion, who would I recommend this monitor? If you're starting a YouTube channel, if you're in the beginning phases of content creation and you don't want to go out and spend $1,000 on an Osmo Pocket 3, which has gone up in price since the last video that we posted. So if you don't want to spend money on an Osmo, if you don't want to spend money on a mirrorless camera, if you are just starting on a budget, but you want to post content on YouTube or TikTok or for your business, things like that, if you're doing talking heads, informational videos, and you have your cell phone and that's all you have to start with, this is a great tool to give you content. This thing will not make content for you. You still have to go out there and make it yourself and understand the nuances of filming and framing and all that. That is still going to make a huge difference in as far as what your videos look like. But I can tell you, even looking at the footage from earlier when we were filming outside, if all you have is an iPhone or an Android, I'm not going to be racist here. So if all you have is an iPhone and this little monitor, you can get away with a lot using these rear-facing cameras because they are better. They give you better depth of field. They look more proportionate. Because of all those reasons, the person that I would recommend this to is someone who's on a budget, who's starting with content creation, doesn't want to spend a ton of money, doesn't really know if they want to try it anyway, because sometimes we want to try something and then we go, then there's too much work, and you move on. Instead of spending $1,000 or $2,000 on a full camera setup, get a little monitor, use your cell phone, and if you feel eventually like, okay, I'm being limited, this isn't enough, then you can move on once you've created more content and you feel like this is something that you're going to continue. So all in all, I think it's a really great gadget. It's definitely extremely cost effective, which is great, especially when you're starting out. And even for myself, would even consider using this, honestly, as the main camera and using the Osmo as a secondary camera. Because this one is going to give me that depth of field. It's going to give me more zoom than the Osmo is going to. And then I can use the other one as a secondary. I know it sounds blasphemous to a lot of people who are very techie and very much about quality of the image. But let's be honest, guys, at the end of the day, content is king. If you give somebody great information, that's what they're gonna stick around for. And I think that's what this is for, is to facilitate for you to be able to post more with just a little bit better quality than using your front-facing camera. So if you guys enjoyed this content, feel free to subscribe, guys. Feel free to leave a comment. Let's have a nice, respectful dialogue. I always respond to every comment that is left. Thank you guys so much for watching.